All right, Happy New Year, everyone. Any questions?
Juwan, both teams combined 36% from the field, less than 23 from deep. Is that great defense, bad offense, or just lousy shooting?
I would say great defense on both sides. I know we were competing hard, man, scrapping and doing our best to try to limit them to one-shot opportunities by keeping them off the offensive glass. And Michigan State does a great job of sending 3 or 4 guys to the offensive glass. And, our guys were so dialed in to try to keep them in front, keep them out the paint, at the same time contesting shots, and like I said earlier, try to keep them off the offensive glass.
Fred?
Juwan, this was kind of a typical Michigan State war, wasn't it?
I would say it was a typical rivalry game where both teams was battling, trying to win a game. Fortunate enough for them, they were playing on their home floor, with their home fans. It was a great atmosphere, extremely competitive game. Gotta love it.
Rico?
Coach, your team cut it from double digits to single digits late in the game. What was said in the huddle?
Well, second half, the second half adjustments, also getting back to who we are as a team. First half, with the foul trouble to Jet and Dougie, and it was early too. We had some different lineups in there that some never played together, but I love how defensively, like we discussed and talked about, guys were trying to keep the guys in front, try to keep AJ out the paint, which is tough to do. Try to keep him off the glass, which is challenging, but it says a lot about our level of competitiveness. Second half, we made a run. We started attacking the paint. We didn't settle for a lot of these threes and jumpers and things like that, putting pressure on the basket. Then, unfortunately for us on the other end, AJ got in the paint, made that tough runner. Also, I think they got an offensive rebound, and those are the things that hurt you because that's what they're great at.
Tony?
Yeah, Juwan, I want to go back to the end of that first half with Doug sitting almost the last 10, Jet almost the last 8. Of course, Jalen injured. Did this feel like maybe the first time not having the full guard depth, or just the way that played out really sort of caught up?
Well, we got to do it by committee, and we will. That's how basketball goes sometimes. It doesn't go as always how you plan it, and as coaches, we got to figure it out. As players, they got to figure it out on the floor. And the belief and trust in that locker room, and also on that roster is real. Whoever goes in the game, we know that it's going to be next man up mentality. Unfortunately, it's tough. We have your primarily ball handlers on the floor. On the bench with foul trouble, and then you also have one of your top scorers who's also one of your secondary ball handlers. But we figured it out. We're not gonna make excuses. We keep rolling.
Juwan, you mentioned the home fans. How much do you think the environment played a role today?
I'm sure. You ask Coach Izzo, it probably helped them. But you gotta enjoy it. I'm sure our guys, they loved it. Being on the road and playing in a beautiful environment like this. That's what competitors do. We step up to the competition.
Andrew?
Do you think your guys did settle maybe in the first half then for too many outside shots?
Well, when you look at the stats, you say, okay, well, 1 for 9 from 3. It's easy to point that out, but some of the shots that we took was open. It just didn't fall.
Chris?
I'm wondering, that first half, what were they doing on Hunter to kind of bottle him a little bit? And second half, what changes do you feel like both you and him made to get him more active and get him maybe a little bit farther down on the block?
Well, when you have Dougie and Jet, some of the decision makers that are out there on the floor, then it's easy to get Hunter in spots that's going to be effective.
Brendan?
I guess on Hunter's touches and things like that, when you're facing teams that might be changing defenses or giving you different defensive looks, and you have young guards out there needing to identify in real time, what kind of challenge is that?
Man, it's great to get guys get their feet wet and get the chance to compete out here in Breslin, because this is one of the best environments you can play in college basketball. So guys like Isaiah, came in and gave us a big lift in the first half. Jace, he's been through it before. He has the experience. Kobe had to play the point guard position, logged a lot of minutes in the first half. But it's going to be that way sometimes.
Brent?
Juwan, several decades ago, I'm sure Tom was chasing you around recruiting you. What is your relationship like these days?
If I recall, he didn't recruit me. I don't recall that.
He didn't?
No, sir. A lot of other schools recruited me.
What's it
But our relationship today, I feel we have a very good competitive relationship. I have a ton of respect for him and what he's done with this program and all the successful years that he's had consistently, which is hard. Won a national championship, ton of Big Ten titles. His resume and his experience speaks for itself. Learned from a great coach and Judd Heathcote, who I actually played. He coached against me when I came here and played. That's all I can say.
Chris?
You had mentioned AJ and trying to keep him out of the paint. He hit a couple jumpers today and played under control. I guess what did you see maybe different from him a year ago on tape and then tonight?
Well, a year is a big difference for any ball player because, the AJ that I'm familiar with, the kid is a worker. He's all about, the growth mindset and improving every year. And you can just see his growth from last year to this year, his confidence level. The relationship with he and his coach is strong. And he also, a guy who's going to be the primary decision maker, has the ball in his hands pretty much 80% of the time. So that confidence level would definitely give you the comfort level that you need. But he's also a smart guard and he's competitive, at the end of the shot clock. And knowing that he's going to be the guy who'll have the ball in his hands and he's going to try to break his man down and make a play. And he's been very successful while doing it.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.